Episode 9 is said to have tons of connections to not just the prequel trilogy, but also the original trilogy, Star Wars Rebels, as well as other Legends material from the Star Wars franchise. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing in this movie, including myself, has all to do with all of the different connections that J.J. Abrams will be introducing in this movie and exactly how it's all going to link up to the prequels, the originals, and even Star Wars Rebels. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. However, what's really exciting that has all to do with this movie is that there will be major references for the character of Ahsoka Tano in Episode 9 and J.J. Abrams' way of connecting it to the Star Wars Rebels TV series in Episode 9. So this is really raising a lot of questions because I know that we've heard about these different concept art and storyboard descriptions these past couple of months or so about the same exact species of Ahsoka, one actual female of a Togruta, actually being involved in one of the space battle sequences and in one of the land battle sequences. And a lot of people have been wondering on whether or not that actual individual, that new character in this movie, is going to be Ahsoka Tano, given that that character is around the age of 50 to 55 years old. So with this character, alright, Ahsoka Tano, what I love so much about her is not just because of the iconic fight between herself and Darth Vader, because, you know, that's not the only reason. It's just because of how much depth they really go into the character in Rebels and, of course, in the Clone Wars. And we're going to be getting more of her in the Clone Wars Season 7, and I honestly cannot wait. So when we look at Episode 9, how J.J. Abrams is going to incorporate a lot of Ahsoka Tano references here and there, I believe has to make a lot of sense. Now, you can't just throw these in for no reason at all, without substance, meaning, or purpose. So there most definitely has to be a true meaning as to why we are going to get an Ahsoka Tano reference in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, if I had to make a major guess here, it probably has something to do with Jedi lore, or a Jedi holocron, perhaps, that Rey comes across, or maybe some kind of journal, or something around those lines. You know, it could be something as simple as that. The fact that J.J. Abrams, though, is trying his very hardest to actually combine this movie, not just with the prequels, the originals, but also with Star Wars Rebels, and a piece of connecting it to Rebels has all to do with giving us a lot of references and mentions of Ahsoka Tano, the one who went up against Darth Vader at that one point in time, the one who was saved from Ezra Bridger, through, of course, the Worlds Between Worlds, and that brings up another discussion. This could also have something to do with the Worlds Between Worlds, and what I mean by this is, there's a lot of hints out there that J.J. Abrams is going to introduce elements, or just elements of time travel into this movie, and it's very possible that we could hear voices of Ahsoka Tano or conversations of the character in the background as Kylo Ren and Rey are going through this world. You know, the possibilities really are endless of what they could do. If you look at the Star Wars Rebels episode, where Ahsoka Tano and Ezra Bridger are involved in that scene, as Ezra is actually going through, you know, this unknown space, you do hear, you know, Kylo Ren, you hear Yoda, you hear all of the different characters from the originals, the prequels, the sequels. It's an amazing sequence, and if you guys have not seen it, I do highly suggest that you guys go ahead and look it up. Type in Worlds Between Worlds, Ezra Saves Ahsoka. But apart from all of this, J.J. Abrams has a big plan with this movie, and that is to reach out to every single Star Wars fan, not just fans of the movies and the video games, but also fans of the comic books and the animated TV series such as the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, which I honestly think is brilliant. I think it's a smart move by J.J., just makes a lot of sense. Now, is this a desperate attempt, or is this, you know, more of a genuine thing that JJ, Disney, Lucasfilm, and crew are actually doing with Episode 9? I would like to say that it is 100% genuine, but I'm not quite sure, because coming out of The Last Jedi, I think that they do realize that the Star Wars community really is split into two, and there's a lot of problems to be solved here. And in order to solve those problems, they really do have to pretty much give us fan service nostalgia in their point of view. But in my point of view, you can do that as long as it has a lot of meaning to it. You can't do it for no reason, to the point where it makes no sense, or where it's very easy to tell that the creator just threw it in there for the sake of throwing it in there. As long as they follow a guideline and a certain rule, you know, when it comes to, of course, implementing a lot of connections to other forms of canon, I think they'll be all fine. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.